Hi guys, Dorota International nail artist and educator here. I am actually excited to show you those amazing design using a gold leaf. Absolutely awesome. Have a preview of it in here. I was like a child playing with this technique once I discovered that we can use our foil gel to achieve those amazing results, and I hope you really get addicted to that nail art too. So let's start. I honestly cannot wait to show you this design. So 198. I did already a purple and that was 261. And then here we had 277. Now we are going to go for a yellow on this one. So I'm just putting a small scoop of it. And I've got some sponge in here. This one I'm actually going to cut it into half. As you can see it, I have used it for those pink and a purple, and now I have just opened it a fresh side so I can use it for the yellow color. And for playing with the sponges, like I quite like to use the tweezer and the back of the foil just so I can remove any kind of dust particles which might be on it. And look at how pigmented those gel polishes are. I want the ombre to go quite high up and not too pigmented, so like, to be honest, in that case, one layer is absolutely perfect. Let's cure it. And then on this one, we are gonna go for blue, and I have choose 237. So that will give me a really nice and beautiful pastel color. For a change, we are gonna ombre it from the top. So I will just paint it from the top. And then let's start blending it. Again, grab the sponge. Remove the fluff. And when I'm doing it on a client, this part of the sponge is clean. So that's the part which is going to touch the cuticle area and the sides. And then in the middle. I think I want my blue to be a little bit more pigmented, so I might do it a second layer. Maybe not. We'll see. The yellow one, I'm definitely happy with it. Like, I wanted it to be so delicate. So we are just going to go straight away with the top coat. So high shine, no wipe top gel. Multitasking, put the lamp on. And you can see it, the surface is really nice and smooth. Like, if you do not bring too much of the air bubbles and you're using the right type of sponges, you can get a really nice effect with this technique. And I use it a lot in the salon, like lots. Now I have put it only mainly to the top. And now just dab it in. So you can see I'm kind of massaging it in to get rid of those bubbles. Okay, happy with this one as well. So let's cure it. Next step, get rid of the sponges. This one is ready for buffing. So I'm just using a buffer. And I scratch the surface of the tip. So first of all, like, this is what I would do it. Like, I would build the client's nails. If this is a natural nail, I would use like a very see-through gel polish or like a white gel polish and do the ombre, then apply the top coat and then buff it. Exactly the same like we are doing on those tips. This one is ready for a top coat. I actually love how they look all together, those four colors. Really beautiful combination. And for that reason, I have actually choose my acrylic paints to be a same colors. So like you can see it, I've got them in the same color combination, and I'm gonna start squeezing them out on my mixing palette. So I want some white. I always also use some baby wipes, like, so I can clean it afterwards. And they are really well used paints. So I've got white. Put it on the side. We've got pink, and pink is definitely finished, like almost finished. But what I usually do it is I've got my spatula and I would just go and dip in because there is still lots of paint inside. So that's my pink. Purple, it still should be there. Oh yes, I knew it. And then yellow. So really nice combination. And a blue. It actually looks so cool together as well, like same like on the tips. Okay, buff this one. And I'm using a grey buffer. It is 100 by 180 grit. Usually for my nail art, like I reuse the same buffer numbers of times, like for the tips, because I like it how smooth the surface is. Perfect. Now let's start some first painting. So I've got my one stroke brush, and this is a demaster one. Actually, I have seen it some cool video like of the lady showing and using her brushes as well and comparing the sizes. So like she comes up and she says like, look how tiny this brush is, and then she comes in with the demaster so you can see the size, the difference in the size of those brushes. Like they are really nice and tiny. Then we've got the D-liner, again very wee one, and then the detailer brush is even smaller. You can see it, the size comparison of those brushes. There we are. Okay, so in here I've got a bit of water, and we are just gonna start painting some very simple flowers, like because it's a springtime we don't want to go over the top. I'm dipping in my brush in a white on one side and then blue on the other side. I love using acrylic paints for a nail art, like so much. When I'm mixing the colors, I don't want them to be too separated. Also, I have used this brush and gels before, so when I do that, like I tend to spend a little bit more time on picking up the paint so my brush can actually drink the new product, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we are gonna start painting like a very delicate flowers. We don't want to go over the top, and I'm just with the touches of the brush we creating the first petals. So nice and slow. If you start feeling like your paint is a little bit dry, I always add a tiny bit of water, but with water you need to be careful because quite often we can do too much of the water and then you don't leave enough paint. And then another petal. And we've got a very simple flower. I'm just gonna paint a couple more of them. And then some sort of leaves, I would call it. So do not touch the paint which is still wet. You really always need to wait for it to dry before you can touch it. And I'm just reshaping some of the petals to make them prettier. Okay, happy with this one. We are just gonna wait for it to dry a couple seconds. Straight away I'm gonna go and clean my brush properly because we are gonna swap to a different color. And you know what, guys, like I have shown you the one stroke technique so many times, and this video isn't actually about the one stroke technique. That's why I keep the one stroke pretty simple. Again, we are gonna go with the yellow. So mix the color well. And this time I'm gonna place the flowers in here. I love it also how we've got the background, which is a similar color. Also, those petals are a little bit more pointy compared to the previous ones, just so we've got something slightly different. Okay, so more pointy going to the top. And maybe leave this one just the way it is. So I'm just gonna repick my paint and make it a little bit more pigmented. Usually I tend to go also a little bit more water, just because I've got already quite a lot of paint in there. I'm just gonna touch them up. And also not in every place, like just to perfect it a little bit. Okay, happy with this one as well. Let's leave it just so it's nice and delicate. Again, clean my brush. Here, I need to show you something, guys, actually, with cleaning the brushes. So you can see there is still lots of paint left on this one. Just go in, like, and what I'm doing inside, I'm gently pressing like this. So this paint, which is stuck in there, can actually came out. Otherwise, this paint will dry and it can either split your brush. Like, what I mean by that is, like, the brush can be have like a wee split like this, because there is a paint which is separating those hair somewhere there. And then we can dry it out a little bit. Again, do not go like any direction, just nice in the same direction. I still got lots of paint in there, but that should do for this painting. Like, you can see it, there is still paint stuck in there. But make sure your one stroke brush is always nice and flat. You can see it, I have changed the shape of it already, get rid of that hair. And then let's go for a purple one. That's far too much water. So what I'm doing is, I don't want to touch it on the wipe, because sometimes the wipe would take too much of the water. So I'm just touching it on my mixing palette. And now I've got just a perfect consistency. Beautiful color as well. And let's do some flowers and here. Also, my brush is getting better as well. I can just feel it, the way it's paints, like, is so much easier, so much neater. So usually, if you want to do it really nice shapes, I would suggest you kind of warm up your brush, same like you would warm up on the gym. And then another one, maybe half open or something. Let's do different shapes. Okay, that is pretty nice and enough, because we want to keep it simple. Pink one. Again, mix the paint well. Get some room in there. And for that one we are gonna go just touch them up. Okay, happy with this one. Add some middles. So for the middles, I'm just gonna go with the same color which we have used. I don't want to bring in too many colors in, and we are just gonna color with the pure color we have used. So here I've got the pink, yellow one, purple one, and a blue. White. And we are just adding a couple of those very delicate white dots. As I say, they are very simple flowers. Clean the brush. And I'm just gonna highlight this one place here. Oh no, I'm actually gonna highlight more places. That was too nice to don't highlight any other places. When highlighting, look, that's like I have hardly any paint on my brush and lots of water. Like if your paint is, let me just, oh no. Let me just grab white. So just a white. There we are. Small scoop and then lots of water around it. So usually I just keep it like this on my mixing palette, then it is much easier to pick it the right amount. Pink one. And I love like when I've got those type of flowers, like how nicely you can change the shape of them by going with those highlights. But again, look at the amount of the product I've got in there. So if you want to paint a very thin lines, you need to have like hardly any product in there. Okay, let's move on into the next step. So this is gonna be like a multi-layer nail art. So you could risk it and go straight away with the last step, but I don't want to because I quite like this design and I'm really fussy with it. So I'm just gonna top coat it to protect my acrylic paint. But because we've got the buff surface, yes, you could go straight away with some gold leaf, but I don't want to risk it. Like, I really don't want to. They are too nice. So I'm just top coating it. And you're kind of protecting yourself as well, because it would take you longer if you make a mistake and you want to wipe something away. It will take you longer to repaint it, everything, rather than just wipe it off and start again with the gel. And yes, you could do it with the gels. I have showed some flowers with the gels. They do look always different than the ones with the acrylic paints. So depending on the final results, I do use different things. Okay, time for buffing again. And you don't have to like buff it to perfection, if that makes sense. As long as your free edge is nicely scratched and you've got a couple more scratches here and there, it is absolutely fine. So as I say, it usually doesn't take that long. Buff this one. Perfect. And the next ones. Oh, this one wasn't cured. And then the yellow one. Perfect. So let's clean them and then we can move on into the next step. So remove the dust nice and properly. And then let's paint it. Okay, so our next step is to grab the black art gel. So I'm just going to pick up a small scoop of it. Reshape my brush and then we can start painting some nice and pretty design. And I cannot wait to show you another trick. So I love when when we can kind of find a new uses of the previous products which we have been using, and this is one of them. So I'm just gonna make my brush to drink the gel because I use it in acrylic paint before. There we are. And now I'm just gonna add some detail. Press hard and then gentle. Look how thin we can paint. Hard and gentle. Hard and gentle. Go in between those flowers. And then another one on the other side. We cannot overdo it because this design is so delicate. We cannot do it over the top. And then here, small leaf. and just something little and here. Okay, perfect. I am happy with that. 60 seconds cure, guys. On this one, we are gonna work with some line work. And you know what? Sometimes less is more. No, that's too heavy. Here we are. So if you would make a mistake like I did it, you wouldn't be able to take it off. Well, because we have top coated and protected, I can easily fix that mistake. I'm just gonna go with one. That's better. Maybe that's it. Okay, that's... I love it, guys, that with the black gel you can paint really nice and precise. Perfect, that's enough now. And on that one, now to be able to paint like with those wee blob, you want to remove the excess of the product from your brush and have it mainly on the tip of your brush. Then this way you create like a wee nice shape. Like you can see it, I've got blob on my brush. Hold it and then drag it down. Blob. Such a simple, delicate design. And on that one,
you don't have to take off the reverse tips from the lamp?
that's them set on the time, so it is okay. Thank you, Patrick. I've got only 30 seconds it on, so the other ones can stay twice as long because 30 and 30 give you 60. Perfect. And then we've got this one. So the first one is ready. And we can move on into the next step. So I've got some gold leaf in here. And what we are going to do it, guys, we are going to place those gold leaf into our design. I've got some missing place in here. Place the gold leaf in here. Okay, and then I've got some old brush in here. And what I'm gonna do it is, I'm just gonna rub it in like this. And what will happen is the gold leaf will become so nice and so smooth. So look how wrinkly it is. And what is happening here? It is absolutely unbelievable. The nicest gold you could give it to your clients. There is no way you can get it with the chrome, transfer foil, or anything else. So pretty, so shiny, and so precise like. Now here I've got those empty spaces where we was painting the design. You can help yourself by going either with the cuticle pusher or a needle, probably even better, and just try to open up that gold leaf in there, and then go with your brush. You can go even like, oh, it's gone. So make sure you brush it at every direction, because this way it is gonna only stick in into the, so like I need to show you that. Can we almost zoom in, Patrick?
Zoom in already.
Okay, so here there is a gold leaf which needs to come off. So I'm just, oh, there we are, brushing it away. Okay, and this way the gold leaf sticks in only to the places where we had the black gel. So dab it in first, and then start removing the excess of it. Look how neat it is. And the one in the middle. I suggest you go like kind of almost different direction, just to brush it away. You could try it even with some brush, like a dust brush. I am just playing with this one because I want my gold to be as gold as possible, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to create too many scratches, so this brush is kind of soft and you almost polishing it. I don't know how to say it. Yes, you're almost kind of polishing it. But with this technique, I also feel like, oh, let me just put it over the next ones. So very wrinkly. Get another piece. Just like almost searching for those empty places. There we are. you can see it, it is straightening it and almost like polishing those gold into the design. So do really take your time, like, because then I feel like it's much shinier. Patrick is searching different brushes.
Trying this one.
So he thinks to try the silicone thing. So I am not sure. We can try it, but if he destroyed my design, I'm gonna cry. Should we trust Patrick?
Yes.
See, you know why I am scared to try it is because the silicone brush is gonna remove it, too much of it, and I'm kind of brushing it on and polishing this gold, making it so it was all wrinkled like this, yeah? And now it's all nice and shiny, look like at the one which is finished. Yeah?
Bit closer.
Closer. Okay, look, it's all smooth and shiny and it's polished. If I use the silicone tool, I might not be able to polish almost the gold dust because what is great, like, it's kind of gets like a wee...
One piece.
No.
Looks like mirror.
Yes.
One piece of the mirror, not like separated parts of the gold flake.
Gold leaf, yeah. Yeah, it looks much nicer. So I am pretty scared to try the silicone tool, especially on my beautifully painted tips. But maybe we will do it. I will do it maybe on one leaf on the side or something. Just to try it for Patrick. Or we will do it on a separate tip. It's always so much fun playing with the new things, like, because once you discover something, you want to keep playing, and also introducing it in a different way as well. So I could actually try it for Patrick, but I don't know. I feel it is at the actual brush, the soft brush, which make it so shiny and so polished. Look what is happening here. I'm polishing and bringing in all those gold flake. And I've got really tiny brush because if I would have a bigger brush, the things would take like much faster, I believe. And it's depending on the size of the detail, like, so this technique would be fantastic, like, I don't know, to paint like a heart or like a rose. Like, I went really with so much detail inside, like those leaves, this one here, because I wanted to show you it works even on like very small detail. Because if we do just like a wee line, then it is much simpler. Okay, just open up this space so it is just like a wee scratch inside, and then we can get our brush in there to clean it. Stunning, absolutely stunning. This one should be easy because there is not as much of the detail. And you know, it's also the thought of the clients like having an actual real gold on their nails, which looks like a real gold. I think is so amazing. Patrick cannot stand me cleaning this for so long, and he keeps searching
Something bigger.
something bigger. So guys, you know what, like for those of you who like to watch us just for the fun, I'm actually gonna try it what Patrick suggests as well when the tips are gonna cure, and we'll try it with different techniques. I think like my brush could be maybe just not that soft or a little bit bigger. That would probably make a difference, but at the same time I am a bit scared because this one is just brushing this gold so nicely. Okay, let's top coat this one. Or no, let's try Patrick and then we will top coat them. But they look cute, so pretty, like really pretty. So I've got some tip in here. And Patrick says he wants to use the silicone tool. Okay. So what I'm gonna do it is, just to make life easier, I will just paint it around the leaves. And we will see what will happen if... No, we will have to call this video a playtime. But that's how the things are born, like, you know, you need to try it a different way and see what works, what doesn't work. We are gonna turn it into extremely long video because now it comes to my head like I should show you how it looks on the bigger surface. Okay, I'm not gonna paint it the entire rose. I will just do it only on the leaves, but I did it on the actual rose as well because that was the first one I tried. So I went through the entire rose and that was looking so pretty as well. And we are gonna cure it and we'll try the silicone tool. In the meantime, I am just gonna perfect this one and apply the top coat over it. I'm happy with it now. So apply the top coat just to protect our gold leaf. But it's so pretty. Let's cure it. I think to comparison I should show you like maybe how the chrome or other thing looks compared to it, because it is a really unbelievable difference. Top coat that one, and then we are gonna try Patrick's silicone tool. Perfect. So gold leaf in there, in there, there, and there. Okay, just touch it so it kind of gets in there, and then try the silicone tool. Which side, Patrick, would you like? Any.
It's okay, I'll take off from everywhere.
It's not bad. It's so much faster. Like so much faster. So what I'm gonna do it is I will bring in more of it so I can kind of almost wrap this in. But I don't think so it is this shiny. Like truly, I don't think so it is this shiny. So let me do, it's so much faster. Like so fast. But because it's so fast, I think you don't bring that shine into it. Can you see it? Or not really? Because I can see it. I can see the top one is more matte.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No.
Like honestly, it is. Let me try if I can bring it the shine back in.
After clearing.
No, because I have removed already the inhibition layer from the gel, maybe. No, it's not that shiny, Patrick.
No.
It's not.
Definitely not.
It's not. Like, it's not. That looks... and then this one, can you see it how... With the brush, you can see it on the same tip now, yeah?
It's much more shinier and brighter.
Yes, it's like really shiny. So, and I try it, guys.
Bright.
Yes, like it's just perfect gold. Like, I mean, there is no way like you could get it. Maybe do I have a chrome? I do have it with chrome here as well. So this is the chrome. Like, I mean, it's nothing like...
It's much darker.
Oh, okay, on the white it looks lighter, on the darker it looks different. Like, and that was a pretty good coverage. Transfer foil, do I have some tip with the transfer foil? I don't. Here is the chrome again. Like, it is shiny because it is done with different technique again. But like, I don't think so I have ever, and I am a fan, like I am a huge fan of the gold transfer foil, like, and chromes, and you know, guys, you have seen so many designs done by me with using those kind of gold detail in connection with different techniques, and I think this one is the most impressed one. Like, it is unbelievable. It is quite time consuming because of brushing those particles in, but none of the techniques gives you the same results. Like, I think it is just worth it. Like, I would advertise it at like as unreal gold on a client's nails, because it's so pretty. And even when I apply the top coat over it, it is still like shiny. Let me see it, what will happen when we cure it. I loved all those fun. No, it's still nice. I really love it. It looks like unreal gold, and you have no empty spaces, like not black showing through or the things like that. So really nice. But if you're not too fussy and you still want to get like this effect, the silicone tool is pretty good as well. I would say that's still better than most of the chromes and most of the transfer foil. Like, even with the silicone tool, it still works brilliant. Like, anyway, let me place them in some sort of nice order. Clean this one. But I will try it with different brushes as well to see it, how it will work with different brush. Do not use the manicure dust brush. I did try it and it gave me... Did I try it here? And it gave me those kind of results. So maybe even better than the silicone tool. Let me see it to compare it. There we are. Click this one. So that one was brushed away with just like a normal kind of dust brush. And I still have some tiny bits and pieces. I'm just getting tight in here. So, and then that's the silicone tool. Pretty similar results. So you could use also like just a normal dust brush, and I'm actually gonna test it with some bigger design as well to see the results we can get. But look how fussy, like how detailed we can work, making like a small lines and other bits and pieces. I think it is really interesting. Anyway, let me put all those spring designs in here. So we've got purple, yellow should go in there, and then the pink in here, the blue in there, just so they've got some nice order, and the yellow one in here. And I hope, guys, you have really enjoyed this play video and you have learned something new. Yeah, but this one looks quite interesting as well. So you could use silicone tool and you could use the brush as well, or you could use the soft brush to wrap this up like a little bit stronger. Patrick tells me, come closer, come closer. Here we are, guys.
I was out and now you've got nice color.
So nice color. We both sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.